If you carry just a few very small things with you this year, you might notice something strange. Money comes in more steadily, and you suddenly get busy, spending it. It is true because the items we carry with us every day send out a constant signal about how we receive, use, and hold on to money. When that signal is clear, stable, and consistent, the flow of financial energy tends to move more smoothly. On the other hand, if you carry things that create a sense of lack, disruption, or pressure, your money flow can easily get blocked. Money might still come to you, but it will have a hard time staying. That tiny difference in what we keep close to our bodies each day quietly shapes whether money builds up or slips away. So, in this video, I'm going to share with you the items you should carry with you not to rely on vague good luck, but to activate the flow of prosperity and create smoother movement of money in your life. The first item is your wallet. The wallet is where money comes in and goes out every day. When it is stuffed with old receipts, unused cards, crumpled bills, and random papers, it sends a message that money is being treated as something secondary, something that comes and goes without much importance. In that kind of environment, it is no mystery that money does not stay long. In fact, it is a perfectly reasonable reaction. When your wallet is tidy, clean, and well organized, the shift it creates is subtle but powerful. Every time you open it, everything is visible and easy to find. There is no stress, no confusion, and your mind naturally slows down and becomes more focused. As a result, decisions related to money are less impulsive and more carefully thought out. This is a very real connection between our physical environment and our financial behavior. The more stable the outer space, the more grounded our inner choices become. Money is not afraid of poverty, but it always moves away from chaos, because chaos leads to poor decisions and long-term losses. What matters is not that your wallet is expensive or trendy, but that it is treated with the respect it deserves. When your wallet becomes a space to store value, not a place filled with reminders of pressure, lack, or debt, your relationship with money starts to shift in a healthier direction. Taking care of your wallet is really a way of training your attitude toward life, learning to respect what you already have, and learning to protect it before chasing more. When that foundation is strong, the flow of money becomes more consistent, with fewer losses, and holding on to money stops feeling like a constant struggle. Instead, it becomes something natural. The second item, a coin. A coin serves as a reminder that money is limited, has a solid form, and is tied to real effort. When you always have a coin in your pocket, money no longer feels like a vague concept or just a number on a screen. It becomes something real, something you can actually feel. That physical presence helps build a more serious and respectful mindset around money instead of treating it like something to spend mindlessly. From that shift in mindset, the way you think about spending begins to change. Once you become aware that every unit of money holds real value, you start making spending decisions more slowly and thoughtfully. This change can make a big difference in your finances because most financial losses do not come from big expenses, but from a series of small, unthinking choices. A coin also plays an important role in keeping your mindset balanced. It reminds you that money is meant to move, but movement does not mean spending recklessly. When your mind is not trapped in fear of lack, and also not tricked by the illusion of excess, your internal state becomes more stable. That stability leads to financial decisions that are consistent and not driven by sudden emotions or changing circumstances. This is the foundation for long-term financial security. When carried with the right understanding, a coin becomes a simple yet powerful tool for building financial discipline. You do not need any rituals or magical beliefs. All you have to do is keep the coin clean and place it somewhere consistent. Every time you touch it, your awareness of responsible money use is reinforced. Over time, this repeated action helps shape a healthier relationship with money, one where money is respected, used with intention, and because of that, more likely to stay with you. The third item, a small Feng Shui stone. A Feng Shui stone is not about hoping for luck or relying on something outside yourself. Instead, it has everything to do with staying calm and steady while using money. In everyday life, money often disappears not because we lack the ability to earn it, but because we make financial decisions in moments of emotional instability, when we feel pressured, worried about the future, or swept up in invisible comparisons. A Feng Shui stone helps slow that reaction down, so money is not influenced by a chaotic mindset. When your mind is unstable, the way you use money changes noticeably. Sometimes you hold on to it too tightly out of fear. Other times you spend it too easily to relieve emotions. Both extremes throw your cash flow off balance. A Feng Shui stone, with its steady, dense, and unchanging nature, creates a natural sense of grounding. This feeling does not make you passive, it simply helps you make financial decisions from a calmer place, which reduces long-term mistakes. Another benefit of the stone is that it reminds you of endurance and consistency, two things essential for lasting financial success. Not every moment in life is smooth, and money does not always grow quickly. When you carry something that represents persistence, your mindset shifts from wanting instant results to appreciating the process of accumulation. That mindset helps protect you from rushing into risky decisions just to feel safe for a moment. When viewed properly, a Feng Shui stone creates a much-needed pause before each financial choice. That pause gives you space to reflect and stay aligned with your long-term financial goals. And it is that consistency, not luck, that allows money to stay longer and flow more smoothly over time. The fourth item, a small note with a financial affirmation. The fourth thing you should carry is a small piece of paper with a written affirmation about money. That is because how we handle our finances does not start with actions, it starts with the beliefs operating in our minds. Everyone carries a kind of hidden script about money, shaped by past experiences, our environment, and moments of both success and failure. That script decides whether we see money as opportunity, responsibility, or a burden. If your default mindset is full of worry or lack of control, then even when your financial situation improves, your behavior will likely repeat old patterns. The note with your affirmation helps bring that hidden script into the light, giving you a chance to replace it with something new. When you write something by hand, your brain does not treat it like a passing thought, it treats it as something important. Seeing the same message during everyday moments allows your brain to slowly shift its reference point from automatic reactions to intentional choices. This is a big deal because money rarely slips away because of one big mistake. It usually disappears through dozens of small, unconscious responses. When that reference point changes, you start to notice differences in real-life situations. In the past, when faced with an unexpected expense, you might have felt immediate stress or confusion. When making a decision, fear of making the wrong choice could lead to delay or impulsive action. But when a clear message of calm and confidence is repeated long enough, your first reaction stops being emotional. It becomes thoughtful. That thoughtfulness allows money to be used according to a plan, rather than being spent based on whatever you are feeling in the moment. The long-term value of that small note is that it rebuilds your relationship with money from the inside out. Instead of seeing money as something hard to control, you begin to see it as something you can manage clearly. As your decisions grow more consistent, results may not come quickly, but they will bring lasting peace of mind. And it is that peace that creates the environment for prosperity to flow smoothly without being disrupted by anxiety, fear, or emotional reactions. Now that you know what to carry with you to attract good fortune, there is something else just as important that we need to take a closer look at. Some things you carry every day may be so familiar that you no longer notice them, but they silently bring bad luck and cause financial leakage without you even realizing it. The first item, debt papers and messy receipts. Documents tied to financial pressure such as old bills, overdue notices, paid receipts you still carry around, or any piece of paper that reminds you of burdens might seem harmless at first. Most people think they are just papers, but in reality, every time they enter your line of sight, even for a second, your mind is reminded of lack, obligation, or unresolved stress. When this happens multiple times a day, it builds a heavy emotional state without your awareness. The real impact of these papers is not in their content, but in the mental reflex they trigger. When money comes in, but at the same time you carry things that constantly remind you of debt, repayment, or struggle, your mind defaults to believing that money is only temporary. In that mindset, you are more likely to spend reactively, either rushing to pay things off just to get it over with, or clinging to money in fear. Both reactions throw your finances off balance and make it hard to build savings, even if your income is not low. To restore balance, documents that are still useful should be kept neatly at home in a dedicated drawer somewhere you can access when needed but do not have to face every day. Papers that no longer serve a purpose should be removed entirely, not kept around out of habit or a sense of just in case. Doing this is not just about tidying up physical space. It is a way of cleaning up your mental space around money. When you stop carrying reminders of pressure, your mental space shifts noticeably. Money no longer shows up as something you are afraid to lose. It becomes a resource you can manage and use with clarity. This kind of change is not loud, but it is lasting. It helps you stay calm when handling money, make smarter decisions, and gradually reduce those small, repeated leaks. That is the foundation needed for wealth to stay, not just visit. The second item, torn or crumpled bills. Many people believe that all bills hold the same value, but the truth is, the feeling of touching damaged money is very different from handling crisp, clean bills. Old bills carry the energy of wear, incompleteness, and instability. Every time you use or handle damaged money, your subconscious absorbs the idea that money is not whole. This quietly fuels feelings of unease or uncertainty, which then affect your spending habits without you realizing it. Torn or crumpled money triggers two common behaviors. Either people spend it quickly to get rid of the uncomfortable feeling, or they hold on to it too tightly, worried that it might lose value. Both responses are unbalanced. Spontaneous spending leads to constant small losses, while hoarding without a plan prevents your money from growing. This is a subtle mechanism that most people overlook because the losses are not obvious at first, but they build up over time. The solution is both simple and practical. Keep your money in good shape. Whenever possible, replace damaged bills with fresh ones or set them aside separately if you still need to keep them. Also, organize your cash in your wallet by denomination, avoid overstuffing, and keep everything neat. When your money is clean and orderly, your mind no longer gets triggered by risk or loss, and that makes your financial decisions more confident and clear. The long-term effect of keeping your money in good condition goes far beyond peace of mind. When money no longer sends off signals of instability, the energy of abundance flows more smoothly. Decisions around saving, spending, or investing become more systematic and easier to predict. This state creates the foundation for your wealth to grow and stay because every financial move is made with care and control, not fear or chaos. That is why a seemingly small act replacing old bills with fresh ones can have a powerful impact on your financial energy over time. The third item, amulets of unknown origin. In many cultures, amulets are seen as spiritual objects that bring a sense of peace and confidence during hard times. When your mind is calm, you tend to think more clearly and act more wisely, and that alone can lead to better results. The issue is not the amulet itself, but where it came from and how well you understand it. Amulets with unclear origins carry a silent risk. You have no idea what they were made for, who created them, or what energy they were tied to. Some were made out of desperation, greed, or even with the intent to manipulate others' beliefs. When you carry something like that, you may begin to feel anxious instead of calm, afraid to lose it, afraid to remove it, or afraid of breaking some rule you do not even fully understand. What started as a way to feel safe ends up creating a new kind of fear. Another issue is psychological dependency. When people place too much belief in a mysterious amulet, they start shifting the responsibility for their life onto something external. If something goes wrong, they blame the amulet for losing power. If something goes right, they give it all the credit. Slowly, they stop looking at their own actions, decisions, and habits. Over time, this weakens both responsibility and control, the two very things you actually need to build a better, more stable life. In addition, some people who carry strange amulets begin to feel heavy emotionally without knowing why. They may sleep poorly, feel anxious for no reason, get irritated easily, or struggle to think clearly. It is not because the amulet is magically harmful, but because misplaced belief disturbs your peace of mind and pulls you out of your natural, relaxed state. In the end, what truly helps money stay with you long-term is not the objects you carry, but how you organize your life and train your mindset. When your thoughts about money become structured, when you can stay calm and intentional in financial decisions, money naturally begins to move in rhythm with the system you create. No more chaos, no more impulsive reactions, just a steady coordination between awareness, behavior, and planning. And it is this coordination that forms a solid foundation for abundance to grow. Before we wrap up today's video, leave a positive affirmation in the comments down below. I hold good energy and money flows to me. And do not forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on helpful tips to keep your family's finances flowing smoothly.